Hello, I'm Vicky Marston. I wanted to share some of my thoughts with you from this week about opinion. Opinion is a view, the definition of opinion is a view or judgment formed about something which is not necessarily based on fact or knowledge. And it seems to be, to me, from my observations, that, it's almost as though we're socialised into believing and accepting that the giving of opinions and the arguing over opinions is how life should be. We see it all around us in the political forum, on television, in the media. It's something that we see every day, and unknowingly, unconsciously, we can take that into our everyday lives and into our relationships. If you think about that tug of war, and it's interesting that it's called a tug of war scenario where you've got one or more people on the other end of the rope pulling in opposite directions, trying to win, trying to get over the line, trying to score a point. While both teams, people are pulling in opposing directions, you're going to have conflict. You're going to potentially create conflict and aggression. Whereas if one side lets go, you get this sort of surrender, letting go, moving forward, and you create a shift. Often when you use the word surrender, people feel that it's quite a weak position to be in, but actually to give up the struggle, to give up the fight, to surrender to something actually does create that opportunity for moving forward, because there is that shift rather than being stuck in one place, polarized. Opinions are a good thing, but being too wedded to, being too embedded in your belief system, in your views about something, and wanting to express that, and in an aggressive, forceful way, is certainly not something that's conducive to creating more peaceful, harmonious relationships. I think it's always important to remember to have that ability to listen and to sit with something that challenges your belief system, your opinions about something, and consider whether or not that feels okay, sits okay, feels okay, is a good idea. But very often when our opinion is threatened or our view on something is threatened, our natural tendency is to react, and to react with force and aggression, because we feel at some unconscious level that our world is being threatened, because we're attaching too much to our opinion, which, as I said, is most often not based on fact at all. So just observing what's happening around me, in families, in the media, on television, in politics this week, I was just considering those two possibilities of two people getting into an argument, of creating more conflict and aggression as a result of trying to hold on to that viewpoint and opinion and win, creating a judgment perhaps about the other person or the other person's viewpoint. And the other thing which can happen, where one person concedes and the other person then feels that they have won. That can lead to the person who's drawn back not feeling good about themselves if they don't feel they have a solid enough foundation, and they don't have the realization and the awareness that it is only an opinion, it is only a view, and that however long you spent arguing your point, the other person was not going to shift at all, did not have the capacity, the ability, the will to shift in their viewpoint. And neither is right or wrong. And I think that comes back to the judgment part, that we're so used to labelling things as good or bad, right or wrong, and having making a judgment about people, things and situations, that it almost becomes that that's what we do without even thinking about it. So one of the ways that you can create a culture of peace without getting into those situations of conflict is to start to notice your opinions about things, and to notice when you feel that you need or want to give an opinion, or when you choose not to, when you choose to just be quiet in a situation. Even when you're asked for your opinion, you don't necessarily have to give it. You have a choice. You always have a choice. And I think this is where discernment comes in as well. It's actually making an assessment of whether it's worth making that point, expressing that view, expressing that opinion in that situation with those people, or whether to just remain quiet. Sometimes, very often, remaining quiet and not saying anything is actually the most powerful, potent thing that you can do. And that is the most powerful response, is to say nothing. So those are just some thoughts that I've been having this week about opinion, expressing it or not, how you express it, and what you do on the receiving end of that, how you respond, react or not, as the case may be. Thank you for being with me today. It's always my absolute pleasure to be with you and to share some of my thoughts from the week with you. If you would like to make a comment, that would be great. I love getting comments and any kind of feedback on the films and the content of the films, or anything that you would like me to talk about or to express, reflect some thoughts about. Please let me know. You can also check out my Facebook page, which is Self-Development Leicester, and I post on there most days of the week. So until the next time, go well, go peacefully, and I look forward to being with you again the next time. Thank you.